Streaming all across the country, from Washington State to South Beach and the Northeast to the deserts of Arizona, to dive into all things football. You're listening to the B&E Podcast. Here's your hosts, Ed Donaldson and Brandon Simpson.
What's going on, everybody? Week 8 is over with. 2 months of the football season is already gone, man. It seems like it's flying by. 18 innings of the World Series last night, Dodgers and the Blue Jays. That was crazy. We had a couple 50-point. I think we had a 50-point game from Utah. Laurie Markkinen and NBA as well. There was a Monday Night Football game on too, I guess. I guess we'll get into that. But first, Brandon, how we doing today?
Victory Monday, man. It's been a long time. Like you said, we're almost like 2 months down of the season. Like it was damn near a month since we won a game, 4 straight losses. So it definitely felt good. Got a short week though. I'll talk about that later. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm here. It's kind of like we talked about it in the preview last show. There's 3 ways this game was going to go, in my opinion, and it went the way I expected. One of those 3 ways is basically a tale of 2 halves, but we'll get into it though.
For sure. All right. Let's get to this opening drive, everyone. Derrick Henry, he's passed running back Walter Payton for the 5th most rushing touchdowns in NFL history. The Rams, they've traded a 5th-round pick to the Titans for cornerback Roger McCreary. Former running back Adrian Peterson, he was arrested for DUI and unlawfully carrying a weapon. Giants running back Cam Scatabo, he's out for the season after he dislocated his ankle. Wide receiver Tyler Lockett, he's signing with the Seahawks. That makes sense. As former coaches there, of course. Quarterback Tyler Shook, he will get his first career start Sunday against the Rams. He's the Saints rookie quarterback, of course. Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz, he will have season-ending shoulder surgery. The Patriots, they've extended quarterback Marcus Jones. ESPN reports the deal's a 3-year, $36 million extension. Cornerback Kyle Duggar, he's been traded to the Steelers. That literally just came down for the last 20 minutes or so. And rest in peace, former Jets center Nick Mangold. He passed away at the age of 41 after battling chronic kidney disease. I must say he was one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best centers to ever play the game. I think of him. The Steelers had a center for a while, and Jeff Saturday for a while. Those guys were the 3 best in the AFC, like alternating Pro Bowl appearances between the 3. And, whenever the old school Pro Bowl, I always felt like, we had a good offensive line because one of Nick Mangold was one of those reasons why. So tough to lose him at such a young age. Chronic kidney disease is not a joke at all, for sure. And thoughts and prayers with the people of Jamaica before we move forward as well. They're going through it right now, so hopefully everything get better for them quickly out there in the Caribbean. Any thoughts on opening drive, Ed?
Yeah, definitely thoughts of Jamaica, that Category 5 hurricane. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage. We'll see. And rest in peace, Nick Mangold. I remember it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe early this month, he sent out a message asking, for a kidney donation. It's crazy. He passed away not too long after that. Saw a video, Rex Ryan, I think it was on Get Up. He was emotional talking about it. Tough news. The Tyler Lockett signing with the Raiders, that's pretty good for them. Another target for Geno, whoever's going to be the quarterback in the future, to throw to. And salute to Derrick Henry, man, for running backs the last couple of years, they get a bad rep. You use them and abuse them, then you throw them away. You think you can plug and play with running backs, get like a 7th-round pick. That's not always the case. We see with the Colts, Jonathan Taylor. We see it now with Derrick Henry, man. You get a good running back, you hold on to them, and because they're rare and they can do some special things for your team. So salute to him. And then real quick, Adrian Peterson, man. Adrian Peterson, I hope he gets some help, man. You be seeing him. Every time you hear about him in the news lately is negative. I remember he got into the fist fight with somebody at a damn card game or something. And, that fist fight ain't really go too well for him. So, man, I just hope he gets some help, man. I'm tired of seeing him in the news in a negative light, man. It's ruining his legacy a little bit, in my opinion. But, man, just hope nothing else crazy or bad happens with him. But yeah, let's get it over with, man. Oh God.
And real quick, that Steelers trade, Kyle Duggar, I think they definitely need safety help. We saw it in the Green Bay game the other day. We've seen it, a couple times this season. So I hope it doesn't work out for them, but they definitely need safety help. That trade definitely made sense. All right. I've always been a Chiefs hater, but Monday night's football outcome with Ed's Commanders falling to the Chiefs 28-7. I want to see if Ed now knows what I'm going through of hating these Kansas City Chiefs. How do you feel about this game?
Going into the game, I think we both thought this game would be a blowout. I thought we both picked the Chiefs to win by a comfortable margin. If anybody remembers from the last show, I talked about it as 3 ways the Commanders play these type of games when it's a team they're expected to lose to. We were expected to get the doors blown off. It kind of happens in 2 or 3 different ways. One, we either play to the level of our opponent and make it a game, but lose. 2, we just get blown the hell out. Or 3, it's a tale of 2 halves. One half we play like complete shit, and the second half, or the other half, we play like a Super Bowl contender. And somehow still lose. We blow the game at the end, or we just put ourselves in so much of a hole. Even though we do come back, it's not enough. So I'm expecting more of a blowout or a tale of 2 halves. I don't think we can play a complete game where we keep it a game for the entire game, where the defense looks like, wow, this has been all the season that we expected to be. I don't think it'll be that type of game. I think Mahomes and crew, Rashid Rice specifically, and that's pretty much what happened, man. First half, the defense kind of showed up. Bobby Wagner was able to jump out of his wheelchair and grab an interception. Marcus Lattimore, he had an interception of his own. We shut down a run. They didn't score the first quarter. We didn't score the first quarter, of course. We didn't capitalize on any of the turnovers he had, which I'm not surprised by. Then the second half comes, and then, the Chiefs finally wake up. Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns. I think Travis Kelce is tied for most touchdowns, and I think he tied with Priest Holmes for most touchdowns in Kansas City Chiefs history, if I'm not mistaken. And, they pretty much had their way after the first half ended, man. They either made adjustments or the Commanders went back down to earth, or how they used to play. I think it's a combination of both things. There were some positive I saw. It was only a couple of plays here and there, but Trey Amos, he wasn't getting burnt. He didn't, I didn't see him get trucked or miss a lot of tackles. He was actually playing good in coverage. So going forward, I'm kind of happy to see that. Hopefully he can continue to play a little bit how he played in that first half. Same with the, I think it was Jacob Martin. He sacked the quarterback twice. I think he was the one who had 2 sacks of Mahomes. In one play, he kind of slammed him on the ground. I was like, yeah, that's right. Get his ass on the ground. But it was a little too late and not too much of that happening in the game. So I'm not surprised by the way we played the first half. I was like, okay, let me see how the second half goes. And then I turned the Dodgers game on, I think around the third quarter. I'm not going to lie to you. They scored 14 points. I was like, yeah, there ain't no way in hell we coming back. Offense couldn't do a damn thing. We couldn't run a ball. Once again, the quarterback was the leading rusher, and he only had 28 yards of Marcus Mariota. And he's just, what can you do? I was happy to see Scary Terry McLaurin back on the field. He got a touchdown. But that almost wasn't a touchdown. Looked like Mariota threw him a damn boom ball when he could have just but he got his touchdown. Kind of happy about that. But yeah, I'm not surprised how this game went. We got the Seahawks next. Then we get the Lions, and then we got the Dolphins, then we get a bye. And honestly, I won't be surprised if we go 0-3 in this stretch. I really won't be, man. Hopefully, Jaden Daniels is able to play next week, but even still, can we protect him? Marcus Mariota did get sacked twice this game. So it's just one of those games. Looks like there's always next year again, as the Commanders fans and fans of teams who stink always say, is always next year. I don't know. It's kind of looking like that, but you never know. Maybe we can pull things around. Jaden Daniels gets back out there. The defense somehow plays like we did the first half. Sorry for rambling, even though I feel like a lot of what the Chiefs did in the first half and what we were able to do was more of the Chiefs not playing up to what they're used to, more than us playing good football. Because, Mahomes, some of those interceptions, the balls weren't the best thrown balls. I think he had one tipped. So, yeah, whatever. What were your thoughts on this game, though?
Yeah, I was listening to WTOP this morning. That's a DC radio news network. They had their top 3 headlines at the top of the hour. One was about the government shutdown, of course, that's going on. Second was about another major headline we mentioned a second ago was the hurricane heading towards Jamaica. At the time, it was heading towards, and then it made downfall early this afternoon. And the anchor ended it with Commanders lose. But the way that he said it, his tone and everything, it was hilarious. And as a newsie, I knew that he had to hit that post, and was what we call it hitting the post is when you're doing a headline like that, or you're doing your top 3 or 4 headlines, you have to get it done within a certain amount of time before your national news comes on, and they had a CBS News right after that. But anyway, 2 first half interceptions on Patrick Mahomes, ended with 0 points. That's a killer right there. We talk so much about forcing turnovers, man. I know I do for sure, to being a key to victory, but we don't talk about the fact that the offense has to score afterwards. And we saw it in this game, and it came back and backfired against y'all. It was a vintage Kansas City football, in my opinion. They give the opposing team the ball first. They get the ball back right before half. They had that short drive. It didn't, amount to any points for Kansas City. And they get the ball right after halftime, and they score. And usually it's that score, halftime, score again. I call it a double dip. But again, they didn't score before halftime. Either way, it was pretty much out of touch a little bit in the later in the game. Kansas City, they focus on taking the best things away from you, the best things that you do as a team away from you, and they did it on Monday Night Football, which is y'all running the ball. As you mentioned, not good at all. 20 carries, 60 yards. Your leading rusher was Marcus Mariota with 28 rushing yards on 8 carries. That is not a recipe for success. I was really pulling for Washington in this one, even though I picked Kansas City. It would have definitely been beneficial for us. It would have been a good laugh for me as well. But I guess I'm stuck being with Bills Mafia for the next 6-7 days. They play the Bills next week in northern New York. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes, we will. Before we get started with the rest of these recaps, this episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD health and wellness company. Check out their line of CBD-infused products, which are a perfect after-workout refuel for athletes, a pain reliever for weekend warriors, and even a natural sports drink for us armchair quarterbacks. Their featured product is CBD-infused honey, which is a personal favorite of mine, as well as tinctures and mint and natural flavors. They are veteran, woman, and minority-owned, so come get some of this sweet hemp-tation. Taste the premium difference. Use code B&E for 15% off your order. Their website is premium.com. And now let's get back to our show. Like you said, victory for y'all this week, man. I'm glad y'all got the Bears out the way. Brandon, what were your thoughts on this victory over the Bears?
So last week, family, friends, loved ones, they gathered to say their final goodbyes to Captain Defense. I mentioned on the show a couple weeks ago, he passed away. I think he would have been proud of this performance as well as even against the Rams. Of course, he would have been definitely more prouder with this one because we won. Swift in the run game was held in check besides that first quarter, in my opinion. Rome Odunze, he got loose in the first half, but we really played him well in the second half. Nate Wiggins was on him for most of the game. He got cooked in the first half, I won't lie. Nate Wiggins looked like a Brandon Stevens out there against Rome Odunze, but he really tightened up in that second half. But when it mattered the most after halftime, we got the stops. Their second half drives, punt, touchdown, interception, field goal, and turnover on downs. That final series for the Bears was hilarious. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. Just how they managed the clock in that situation was absolutely hilarious. But Mike Green, another defensive point here. He's the rookie defensive end linebacker. He finally made a positive play. He had a shoestring sack, I believe it was in the first half. And we got 4 other quarterback hits as well. Offensively, our first touchdown of the game, it was such a relieving drive because, as y'all know, the last 2 games, we did not score a touchdown. We scored 6 points each. Derrick Henry, he had his first of 2 touchdowns on that touchdown drive again that I mentioned in the first score for us. But let me go to the fourth quarter, and I talked to Ed about this off script, off the air on Sunday. The Bears were down 16-6. They had a 3rd and 6 at our 30. We lined up and showed another bum ass safety blitz. The Bears saw it. I saw it. Ravens fans saw it. The announcers saw it. We had great announcers, Iron Eagle and JJ Watt, by the way. Even Ray Charles saw it, everyone.
Yeah, I was about to
Helen
say.
Keller. Like, I don't know why we do this, man. We on obvious passing situations, we line up and we show a defensive back blitz. Most time it's a safety blitz because usually they're sending Kyle Hamilton 9 times out of 10. Caleb audibles, he snaps the ball. Swift was wide the hell open in the flat on the left side, and he scampered down the field for 25 yards down to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Y'all, when I say I hate this defensive back blitz that we do, and it's usually like, I would say once a quarter, sometimes twice, give or take. It's never successful. It's like 1 out of every 10 times it works. Now, I will say this. Kyle Hamilton did get home on a blitz. It was either before or after this play. At some point in that game, he was lined up at middle linebacker. It's a difference when you're lined up on the edge and they see that you're coming because there's no receiver close now. You have 2 wide receivers out wide. You have a formation, so running back and a fullback in the backfield or a tight end blocking and a tight end lined up on the line. So when you have a situation like that, they know that you're blitzing off the edge. It's no way. We got it on film too much. It's something that we've done. Every defensive coordinator has done since Chuck Pagano left. He was the last coordinator that really didn't do it. But anyway, final thoughts on this game. The offensive defensive lines definitely look much better. I got to give credit to them. We were getting more pressure on Caleb Williams. The offensive line wasn't getting blown up every other play. And Nate Wiggins, again, he struggled in the second half, but in the first half, but he really shut things down after halftime. As y'all know, we on a short week. We got Miami Thursday Night Football down there in South Beach. Looking at this game, I think we got to run the ball. They have literally one of the worst run defenses in all football, so that should be at the top of the game plan, at the top of the bucket list. Let Nate Wiggins travel with Jalen Waddle. I think he'll match up better with Jalen Waddle. He's not as big and tall and physical, in my opinion, as someone like Rome Odunze and Devontae Adams, who he struggled with in the last 2 games. Stop their run game. They looked really good last week, the Miami run game on Sunday against Atlanta. And get home when we get close to Tua, man. We cannot let him get loose. He's burned us before. Their speed really showed up in their previous game the other day. So I always get nervous in these primetime games, Thursday games in general, just because I feel like they're too close. You're just coming off a game a few days ago. These guys' bodies haven't rested. And then when you have to go on the road, it's even worse. Of course, everybody has to do it at some point. But I think our odds are in our favor to beat the Dolphins on Thursday night because, we won't be talking about this game again until after it's all said and done. But Ed, what do you feel about the Bears and Ravens game?
Shout out your boy Tyler Huntley. He played really well. It kind of makes me wonder what Cooper Rush did in the offseason, preseason to get the second spot to be the backup quarterback. Because I feel like if y'all had Tyler Huntley in there, the way he played against the Bears, y'all might be in better position right now with those games Lamar missed. It was also, forgot to mention, National Tight Ends Day on Sunday. Your boy Charlie Kohler, he got a touchdown pass. I think that was Tyler Huntley's throw he made. But yeah, shout out to Tyler Huntley, man. He was efficient. Only missed like 4 or 5 completions, but he was running the ball a little bit. He was doing what he needed to do to win games, even when he was in tough spots. Third downs, I remember he made some good throws to my boy Rashad Bateman. So good win for you guys. I'm glad y'all beat the Bears because I was like, man, this team isn't all that for real. I could be hating. I am hating because they beat the Commanders, and I'm just salty the way we lost that game. But seriously, man, I was happy y'all won this game. I think y'all got a little tough task going against the Dolphins. Honestly, like you said, those Thursday night games can be so unpredictable. And I think Devin Achane is like a nuclear weapon waiting to happen. Y'all better shut him down too.
He's fast.
Yeah, back to this game though. Your defense did look better. You were talking about Nate Wiggins. I even texted you. I think he might have a long day. I think it was the first half as well. It might have been like the first quarter I was talking about it. But he had that pick. He almost returned it for a touchdown when they were back in the end of their end zone, and he did his thing, man. Roquan Smith got his win against his old team as well. I know he was happy to do that. Remember listening to him after the game. They had a post-game interview with him, and he was real humble about it. He said he still got a lot of love for the people in the Bears organization, but definitely, he definitely wanted to get a win against his former team. So salute to him. Salute to you guys. Maybe, I don't know if Lamar is going to play Thursday or not, but maybe, you guys can get back on track and be like the first team ever to come back. What are y'all 1-6 or something and make the playoffs? We'll see. I'll definitely be rooting for y'all on the way there, though.
To answer your question, Cooper Rush didn't do anything, and I ain't seen all the training camp practices, of course, because a lot of them are off camera, and I just don't have time to watch them all, even if they were. But the preseason games I did watch, he didn't do anything in preseason. It was more so, I think, based on his play last year and his times that he did fill in for Dak, where he was like, I think 9-5 as a starter and efficient, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say solid, but efficient. That's how he won that second string quarterback job. But as far as Tyler Huntley goes, it seems like after the year he went to the Pro Bowl, if I remember correctly, they just haven't kept him around. You know what I'm saying? They keep him for a little bit, then they put him on the practice squad, and then that's when I think Cleveland claimed him first, or Miami, one of those teams, and he ended up with both of those organizations at some point. So hopefully they've come to their senses and will give this man a little bit of money because they paid Cooper Rush decent backup quarterback money. Just go and let him go. I don't care if it's tonight, tomorrow, during the offseason, whenever, and then just keep Tyler Huntley as the backup because he can. We don't have to change the offense with him in there. He's not the Statue of Liberty. He can get around, make plays with his legs. So, yeah, Cooper Rush can go. Like I said last week or after the Rams game, he can go to hell back to Dallas for all I care. On the first class flight, I'll pay for it. All right. New York, stand up. The Jets are celebrating a big win against the Bungles. 39-38 was the final from Cincinnati. Ed, tell us what you saw in this game.
Shout out to Aaron Glenn, man. I'm so glad he finally got a win because he was getting torched by the media, man. Like every decision he made was getting questioned. Even in this game, they went for 2. And the announcers was like, why are they going for 2? Like, even if you kick the field goal, you're only down 8 points, or it'll be a single possession game. I don't see why you're going for 2. It doesn't make sense to me. Every decision he made was put on a platter and judged by it, and I'm just happy he got a win, man. I'm always going to support my black head coaches. That's another reason. But definitely shout out to Aaron Glenn. Shout out to Justin Fields as well. After the game, I was texting you. I said, look like he's about to cry in the post-game interview. He said he felt a little free out there. He was able to play, and Breece Hall came to play, man. You look at the stats across the screen, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He had 1 passing the ball as well. And that touchdown he threw to Mason Taylor was clutch because I think that was basically like the go-ahead touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. It could be wrong, but that touchdown he threw to Mason Taylor, great throw and great catch by Mason Taylor as well, man. And as far as the Bengals, man, I mean, that defense, once again, you got Joe Flacco. He had another one of them Fluco type performances, putting up 38 points. Samaje Perine, Chase Brown both had good games. You put up 38 points, you usually win a game, and they were up. The Jets came back to win this game. They were up a couple of touchdowns, but the Jets came back, man. Bad, tough loss for the Bengals. Good win for the Jets. I don't know if they'll, get on a winning streak. They also won this game without Garrett Wilson. They're going into the bye this week coming up. Hopefully, when they come back out, Garrett Wilson is happy. We can see if Justin Fields, can do more things like this. I know Woody Allen or whatever, Woody Johnson, the owner for the Jets, was getting killed for his comments. I know, what's my guy's name? The old quarterback for us who broke his leg, played for the Chiefs a little bit. Can't remember his name on top of my head. Damn, but
Alex Smith.
Yes, Alex Smith. Thank you. He ripped Woody Johnson for his comments But in my opinion, the comments worked. I mean, it was some tough, honest truth, in my opinion, where you said I didn't really disagree with him. Justin Fields wasn't playing good. He was like, if we could make a pass to the quarterback, we'd be a little better. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, the way Justin Fields was playing before this game, he wasn't playing good. He got benched a couple of times. He was getting hurt, yeah, but he wasn't playing good. I mean, what was it? Was it against the game against the Broncos in London or whatever the hell they were at? It was just a terrible game for the offense. They couldn't do shit. So I think that those comments honestly lit a fire under Justin, and we'll see how it goes going forward. Maybe this will continue into the next week when they play. But back to this game, though, the Bengals defense, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Joe Flacco did everything he could. That last possession, the Jets defense finally showed up, was able to get pressure on him, force some bad throws. And because I thought the Bengals, okay, they're going to march down the field, kick a field goal, win the game, and everybody going to rip Aaron Glenn. And it's going to be another bad week for the Jets. But they held on to win this game. Salute to Aaron Glenn, man. Salute to Justin Fields as well. You win another week in the NFL as a starting quarterback. We'll see how it goes. Brandon, what were your thoughts on this game?
How about an offensive explosion for the Jets, man? I hope Jets owner Woody Johnson is eating his words after calling out his quarterback last week. As you said, it made sense, but it, as the owner, to me, in my opinion, you just need to sit back and collect the money and shut up, in my opinion. Do I trust Justin Fields moving forward? No, but I'm happy for him after the game, as well as the coach, as you mentioned, Aaron Glenn. Sunday, we saw that Cincinnati's defense still has the same problems from last year, letting teams go up and down the field on them. Breece Hall looked like Curtis Martin out there, ladies and gentlemen, 18 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also made some plays out of backfield. But again, that backbreaker was that touchdown throw. He pumped it, tossed it to Mason Taylor for his first career touchdown grab, Mason's first touchdown grab, again, son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, if y'all didn't know. But 502 total yards for the Jets offense, 254 yards on the ground. That's just a way to deplete a defense. And again, the 2-point conversion you mentioned on the second to last touchdown, it was a gutsy call by Aaron Glenn, but it worked out. One thing I have to say, sorry, that's not a what you call, excuse me. But yeah, the Jets came to play for their quarterback. The Jets came to play for their coach, and the Jets came to play for Nick Mangold, again, who passed away. At least it was announced a couple hours before kickoff. Again, one of the best centers, in my opinion, to ever play in his time. Great win for the Jets and a great loss for the Bengals. That helps us out with any hopes that we have of getting closer to a possible playoff appearance.
All right. Let's get into this Sunday night football game that happened. Packers came into Pittsburgh and beat on the Steelers 35-25. Tucker Kraft had himself a hell of a game. I definitely can remember because he was making plays against all over my Commanders. I think it was week 2 or whatever that Thursday night game we had. But yeah, man, it looked like a game at Lambeau Field, man. If you was listening to the crowd, there were a lot of Packers fans in the crowd, man, and they definitely made their voices heard, man. You could hear them. I think the Packers said they had to go in like silent count a couple of times just because it was so loud in there. It's like a neutral field, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't think I've ever heard that in the Steelers arena before. Maybe it's happened before, but I don't know. But yeah, Jordan Love over 300 yards passing. At first, it looked like the Steelers was going to do some things out there. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad game, in my opinion. Roman Wilson was able to score a touchdown. The receiver from Michigan, go blue. But that Steelers defense, once again, let the ball drop, man. Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay. I know they catching some heat right now. They haven't been really good all season. Just another day, and the office is stinking it up out there. Not only did Tucker Kraft do good, the Packers got Christian Watson back, who came back off an ACL injury he suffered late in the season last year. I think it was week 18. He came back and had some contributions out there. Josh Jacobs, he scored a touchdown, but Emmanuel Wilson it seemed like to be the main guy they went to running the ball. He had 61 yards rushing as well. Going forward, I think this Packers team, Micah Parsons and that defense, can play a little bit better, they'll definitely be a team I'm seeing down the line who can make some noise in the NFC. The Steelers, I don't know, man. That defense really concerns me. I remember hearing, I think they said they want Aaron Rodgers to come back for another season. Unless he can turn into a linebacker or play cornerback, it don't matter what the hell they got at cornerback. That defense is bad, man. I know the Packers are good, but that defense, when they need to make a stop, it ain't going to happen. They kind of remind me of my Commanders a little bit as far as being pitiful out there on the defensive side of the ball. But good win for the Packers. I know Aaron wanted to get a win over his former team, but it's not going to happen when your defense can't stop anybody. Tucker Kraft looked like one of the greatest tight ends of all time out there. Definitely made his name even larger that Sunday night football game. So good win for the Packers. Tough loss for the Steelers. I think they're going to go on a losing streak coming up, in my opinion. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, man. 3rd and 4 from the 24-yard line, the Pittsburgh 24-yard line. Green Bay. Jordan Love, he takes a snap, looks right, throws across the middle to Tucker Kraft, and he goes in for the touchdown. At that point, it was 29-19. Green Bay on top. Nails in the coffin, in my opinion, at that point. That was moments after they sung Renegade. If y'all don't know, a lot of time they don't play it on TV. They sing it in between the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter. It's kind of like the 7th inning stretch in baseball where they sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But they do it there at Acrisure Field, formerly Heinz Field. It gets the crowd turned every game. But that's a way to shut them sorry-ass Steelers fans the hell up. Jordan Love, Michael Parsons are the reasons, in my opinion, why Green Bay won. You could add in Christian Watson as well. And, of course, Tucker Kraft. Another game of number 1 all over the place. That's Micah. And then number 10, he's playing lights out. He played pretty damn good Sunday night as well. But you mentioned a crowd. When you hear Go Pack Go chants in a stadium that's known for being one of the best home field stadiums in the league, it speaks volumes. These Green Bay fans travel, and they definitely travel when their team is playing good. So right now they're 5-1-1. Yeah, special thanks to the entire Green Bay Packer organization for this win. 2 out of the 3 teams that we talked about so far that lost were AFC North teams. The Browns also got blown out as well. So again, it's always beneficial for us. First time in a while, first time this season that only the Ravens won in AFC North and the other 3 teams lost. Shout out to Green Bay. All right. We got some player awards to give out. Let's look at the offensive side of the ball. Ed, who you got?
I got to show some love. It's a tough one, but I'm going to lean toward Breece Hall. It was a little bit more clutch, close game. So I'm going to give it to Breece Hall. We talked about earlier what he did against the Bengals. 2 touchdowns rushing. He also threw a touchdown as well. So Breece Hall is my offensive player of the week.
Ditto. I agree 100%. That halfback pass for a touchdown. He had the pump fake. He looked better than Cooper Rush in 2.5 games that Cooper Rush played for Baltimore this season, and he's a running back. Breece Hall is my offensive player of the week. Defender of the week, who you got?
Defender of the week was tough for me, man. You know what? I got to give it to Myles Garrett. Even though they got blown the hell out, he finished with 5 sacks, man. That was crazy. So I got to give it to Myles Garrett, honestly. Who you got for your defensive player of the week?
Justice for Myles Garrett, man. All that money, and Cleveland sucks, man. You know, he wanted to take the money and to stay there. I understand that. But like you mentioned, 5 sacks. I don't ever recall a player having 5 sacks. Maybe I'm hallucinating in a game witnessing that. But yeah, that's a very good pick. I'm gonna go with Nate Wiggins though. First half, again, he was getting assaulted. Second half, he started playing his game, and he said that he feel like, I hope this bulletin board material doesn't come back and haunt him. He said he feel like no receiver in the league can match up against him. Ravens fans, we were kind of tough on him about that because we thought about, you know what I'm saying, you had Devontae Adams in the Rams game, and you had old boy on Sunday, Rome Odunze. But he did have that interception in the second half that really got the life back in the stadium and made us look like we are playing defense again. So Nate Wiggins, I'm going to go with, but Myles Garrett, that's a hell of a pick, man, for sure. All right, special teams player of the week. Who you got?
I'm gonna give it to a punter. A punter for the Dallas Cowboys because that Broncos defense was forcing them to punt the ball left and right. Brian Anger finished with 5 punts, 58 yards long, and he had 3 inside the 20. So he had a hell of a day. Brian Anger, punter for the Dallas Cowboys. Salute to you, sir. What about you, Brandon?
Okay, I'm gonna go with my rookie kicker, Tyler Lue. 3 for 3 field goals, 3 extra points. 2 of his field goals barely made it in the uprights. I remember you texted me about one of them, but they
I
did.
was like, that was a good. Okay.
So we'll take it. Trust me, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that they need to maybe consider these rule change on these kicks because some of them do not look like they're good. Definitely on TV. All right, bonehead player call of the week. Who you got?
Quan Martin, safety for my Washington Commanders. For some reason, he decides to hit the Kansas City tight end. It wasn't Travis Kelce. Can't remember the gentleman's name. Late after the catch, he didn't catch the ball. He dropped the ball, and then Quan Martin comes in and blows him up. Of course, they call the defensive roughing the player call, and it extends the drive. I'm just thinking to myself, the slow motion, it looks terrible. I'm like, bro, why did you hit him? What were you doing? I think Noah Gray was the tight end he hit, but it was just, oh my God. So yeah, Quan Martin, you're my bonehead move of the week, man. The hell was you thinking? What about you?
I'm going to go back to the Ravens-Bears game. Same thing I mentioned earlier, man. 3rd and 6 for the Bears. They're at our 30-yard line. We show a defensive back blitz. Kyle Hamilton showing like he going to blitz on the left side. Again, Bears saw it, fans saw it, I saw it, coaches saw it. Dan Bird up in the sky saw it. Ray Charles even saw it. Caleb takes a snap, hits Swift in the flat. 25 yards later, he's 1st and 5, 1st and goal, and leads to a touchdown. Come on, Zach Orr, man. We can't keep doing this because every time we do it in an obvious pass situation, we get burnt. And we got burnt on that play, and it could have been 6 less points on the board, but no, you had to do that. So, yeah, that's my bonehead play call of the week.
Got you. All right, let's get into these other week 8 games that happened over the weekend, shall we? Of course, we had the Chargers over the Vikings in Thursday Night Football, 37-10. Surprising to me, Dolphins destroying the Falcons 34-10. Like we said earlier, Patriots blew out the Browns 32-13. Eagles topped the Giants 38-20. Bills took it to the Panthers 40-9. This is another kind of surprising one to me. Texans beating the 49ers, 26-15. Bucks pretty much shut out the Saints, but blew them out 23-3. Colts and Jonathan Taylor keep on rolling, beating the Titans 38-14. And thank you, Denver Broncos, for putting the damn Cowboys back to earth, beating the Cowboys 44-24. Now y'all Cowboys see how it is when y'all got a bunch of people out. That fucking defense of y'all didn't look too damn good last night or on Sunday. Bo Nix lighting y'all asses up. And that defense for the Broncos was giving y'all hell all over the field. Salute to the Broncos. Thank you very much. Brandon, what were your thoughts on these other scores from week 8?
Colts Titans, man. Jonathan Taylor, he loves playing the Tennessee Titans, man.
Yeah.
Another 3 touchdown game for him. Another 3 touchdown performance this season for him on the ground. I think one of them from those like 80-yard touchdown run, damn near untouched up the sideline.
Yep.
Texans and the 49ers, man. Houston, as you mentioned, really surprised me in this one. They had a great game plan for Christian McCaffrey, shut him down. Carolina was definitely missing Bryce Young against the Bills, man. They needed him. They needed Cam Newton. Yeah, they needed Cam Newton. They needed Jake Delhomme. They needed any damn body but Andy Dalton, man. 9 sacks. I think he went down 9 times. Eagles and the Giants, man. I'm not being biased on this one because I am a Giants fan with my father's team, but I'm starting to see what you're talking about when it comes to that tush push, man. They know good and damn well that was a fumble on that play. They can say what they want. Probably wouldn't have helped the Giants any, but they know good and damn well that he wasn't down. They told me something, they ruled him down on the pile. Child, please. And then the Patriots and the Browns, Myles Garrett, he is a problem, man. And I'm kind of hating that we got to play him one more time, and hopefully he doesn't have a career game against us. But 5 sacks, man, that is hell of a defensive performance for him. They need to trade him. I know it's not going to happen, but they need to get this man out of his misery, man. He deserves better than having to play with these sorry ass team that he played with. Besides the defense, the defense is decent, but yeah, trade Myles Garrett to anybody but Kansas City, Indianapolis, or Tennessee. I'm on board.
Commanders, maybe
Y'all can
it be
take it.
somebody. Goddamn.
Y'all can
But
take
yeah,
it.
man, that Dolphins game, I was surprised. I shouldn't be, and no offense to Kirk Cousins, but once I heard that Penix was out and Kirk Cousins was going to be the quarterback, I guess I shouldn't have been surprised. But they took it to the Falcons. They beat their ass. Jalen Waddle has had himself a day. 2 or through 4 touchdowns, looked like his vintage self. So that game, I was like, damn, really? And like you said, that Bills Panthers game, Andy Dalton, man, he could have been my bonehead player of the week too, because he took a sack at halftime right before the half, and there was like, you can't take a sack here. You can't take a sack here. Throw the ball away. No, Andy Dalton, he's trying to extend the play, scramble, takes a sack. And then he just getting up, shaking his head like, damn, I shouldn't take the sack. It's like, come on, man, what you doing out there? Texans beat the 49ers. Like I said, that was kind of surprising to me. The defense really showed up. Texans winning that game. CJ started looking good without Nico Collins. Those rookie wide receivers made some plays out there. We'll see how they do going forward. I don't know. I think they're still kind of up and down. When Nico Collins comes back, I like them a little bit more. I think Joe Mixon is not coming back. I don't think he's coming back this year. It's tough news, but he could come back, but I just doubt it. And we'll see if Tank Dell can come back or not either. But Texas, man, that defense, if they can just not turn the ball over, CJ Stroud can make a couple of plays. That defense they got can definitely win them some games, man. So, yeah, that was a good win for them. And then, as you mentioned with the Colts and Jonathan Taylor, man, I think this is like his 3rd straight game with 3 touchdowns. I thought Bijan Robinson had a good chance of winning the Offensive Player of the Year, but it's definitely looking like Jonathan Taylor for me. And, hell, you need to put him in MVP contention, honestly, the way he's been playing, man. Him, Daniel Jones, been doing good, man. So, shout out to the Colts, man. They definitely looking real good out there. And if you don't mind, can we talk a little bit more, like you said, the Ravens Dolphins game? Just go over that a little bit more, if you don't mind. If we can break that down some. I like y'all chances, man, but the way it's Thursday night, man. Them games really scare me because they're so unpredictable. Players get hurt because they don't have a lot of time to rest. I can just see y'all winning the game, but at the same time, I definitely see the Dolphins pulling some bullshit off and win this game too. Y'all need to get pressure on Tua. Mike Green, he had a sack this week. I texted you about it. I said Mike Green sighting, a good sighting. Like you said, Nate Wiggins, put him on Waddle. Kyle Hamilton, he needs to play well as well. And Roquan Smith, I don't want to see nothing over the middle. Y'all actually got a linebacker, middle linebacker. We got Bobby Wagner rolling around his damn wheelchair and Frankie Louvu just, I don't know, tying a shoe on the damn field. So I think y'all should win this game, but I'm just not sure, man. This Dolphins team, like I said, when we talk about when teams was it 0-3 or something, I thought they could be one of the teams that could potentially turn it around. They didn't, but they still have a game like this against the Falcons that you never know. I think y'all, like you said, though, run the ball. I think you should be able to run it down their throats. Keaton Mitchell, he actually had a couple of runs for y'all too. So I want to see not just Derrick Henry, but everybody, whoever is the quarterback, Tyler Huntley, Lamar, run the ball down their throats, and then get Zay, Mark Andrews likely involved as well. Bateman never here and there. Oh, of course, D-Hop. I don't know. I think y'all saving him for the end of the year or something. Y'all need him on the field all the time. Throw him the ball because he can still make plays. So give me y'all, but I don't know what the point spread is, but I'm kind of worried about y'all. What are your thoughts more on this game?
I think it's a 6.5 point favorite for Baltimore. I think that Dolphins really came alive against the Falcons, man. You mentioned Bijan Robinson. He was really held in check. So that kind of raises some concerns for me that, he's a really good running back. He's better than Derrick Henry this year. So, of course, our guy is Derrick Henry. So hopefully we will, Todd Monken, as I always say, stick to the script. And he had the nerve to, they caught a video of him outside M&T Bank Stadium after the game, dabbing some fan up, telling some, I've been taking a lot of fucking flack. F them motherfuckers. You know, I'd already cussed, but fuck them motherfuckers is what he said. And I'm thinking, rightfully so, my guy, because I mean, you make some really stupid calls when you need to. Like he finally decided to run Derrick Henry on a goal line situation, and guess what? It worked. But anyway, yeah, we got to stick to the run game. Stick to the run game. Be alert of these pass rushers: Bradley Chubb, Phillips, and the other one I can't think off the top of my head. He's a first rounder from a couple years ago. They got three really good edge rushers. We know their corners aren't very good. They've had corner issues all year, so I think we can attack them in the pass game, whether it's Lamar or Tyler Huntley. Again, I'm not holding my breath that Lamar is going to be out there, but I like our odds down there. Again, these Thursday night games you mentioned, they can go either way. They tend to be, knock on wood, uh, couple of injuries. It seems like because it's a short week. Don't know what the weather's going to be like down there. I know Miami's pretty good, but you never know around this time of year whether storms could come up or anything like that. I have to check the forecast, but I think if we play our game, play like we did against Chicago, we should be good. And plus, we don't have to worry about Tyreek Hill. We only really got to worry about like main receiver wise, again, putting Nate Wiggins on Jalen Waddle. I think Darren Waller is still out for this one. I believe he's on IR.
I think he's on IR now. Yeah, pectoral injury.
You made a valid point earlier. A-Chain, man, the Dolphins' offense looked really fast on Sunday. They went from, I think, Tua had 3 interceptions the week before to 4 touchdowns in this one. So yeah, got to keep an eye on A-Chain as well. We played pretty solid against the run last week, but they can also, he's a threat on the outside, catching the ball out in the backfield as well. So we just got to be alert of him at all times, not just Roquan Smith, Simpson, Buchanan, the rookie linebacker, Hummel, I believe his name is. He was making some plays last week as well. Everybody's got to be on alert. Kyle Hamilton, and again, Zach Orr. An obvious pass situation. We got a really good wide receiver we're facing. Do not send a safety blitz off the edge. It's not going to work. Find another pressure situation or something. Just play fucking coverage, man. That's what I got to say.
All right.
So we got a big week, everyone. As I mentioned, my Ravens are getting ready to travel to Miami for Thursday Night Football against the Dolphins. But also on Thursday, Norfolk State versus Delaware State, in college football, battle 2 HBCUs. Head coaches, as you may know, Michael Vick versus Deshaun Jackson, respectfully. 2 former teammates. Kickoff 7 p.m. Eastern from the Link. That's Lincoln Financial Field for those of y'all outside of Philly. In Philadelphia, that game it's going to be on ESPNU. I'll be watching on split screen. I encourage y'all to watch as well. Special thanks to all of our viewers. We definitely appreciate you all. In the meantime, please take a moment to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Podcast B&E, on IG at B&E Podcast, and hit the subscribe button on your screen as well. We'll be back Friday to preview multiple Week 9 games. Until next time, love one another.